No, to be in the World Cup is a big event, I think, and we are really happy that we are qualified for that event, especially it's in India and Sri Lanka. Our main goal was to qualify, but I think it would have been better if we had been the number one team. We just lost to Nepal by 1 run, and there was a very close game of Oman because if we had won that, I think we could have been number one. I know we never had a good Asia Cup, but I think Asia Cup, all test playing against big teams like India, Pakistan, we had a great exposure to against them, and I think our players were more confident because after playing Bumrah, Kuldeep, and everyone, I think we were more confident playing here. That gave us the additional, confidence what we required, and the players really, did exceptionally well to get past and be in the World Cup.
So you talked about the test playing nations and you talked about the big nations that come to play at the Asia Cup. But talking about UAE cricket, in terms of cricket, UAE is still pretty young. You know how things go by a youngster. You yourself have also played. You know how the things go by when you are on this big journey, and you have also been a part of many teams in the 2007 World Cup. Also, we saw a very young team. You were there. We reached the pinnacle of T20 cricket. But so that takes me to a question that's very interesting. But like, what's the source of motivation? Like, apart from doing well, representing your country, what talk goes around? What are your inputs to the players, and how do you like prep them up for such competitions?
See, as I said, these players doesn't get an opportunity to play in the World Cup. At the same like Asia Cup as well. So it's a big platform where all over the world is watching you. And for these players, the recognition comes from on big platform. So I always keep them saying that if you perform well here, you go to World Cup. And World Cup is such platform there where you can perform. People will be noticed, in every household. So you become a name in the every household. So I think it's a big thing for them to play against the bigger teams plus on a bigger platform, and we have to have motivate them with giving them this, that if you do well you might get into IPL auction, blah blah blah. So I think that's where the coaches come into force because you got to motivate them and give them the impetus, what is required for big match temperament. That's very important.
So talking about going forward now, what will be the strategy like? What have been the learnings for you? Like you have already talked about, like there was an added confidence facing a side like India playing Kuldeep, Akshar, Varun Chakravarti, and all the good, good quality bowling attacks that you face. But like, what's the plan going ahead now? The road is now very pretty much clear. You have like 3-4 months before the World Cup begins here in India and Sri Lanka. So what will be the key focus areas of your like what have you assessed till now the team?
See, now I think we have got a League to World Cup qualifiers, League to 50 over games. So we'll focus on that from 26th onwards. That's 4 games we'll be playing in USA and Nepal. And after that, I think we will be completely focusing on the World Cup preparation. The areas where we have to improve and do well, I think that's the areas where we have to look at working very hard, especially our fielding, then the death overs, then middle order batting. So I think it's a combination of all those things. We got to really work hard and mentally be prepared. Because these players never play in a big stadiums and against bigger crowds. So that will be another aspect because when we play here in UAE and associate countries, hardly people come to watch. So players they get a bit nervous playing in big crowds as well. So I think that's one area where we have to focus on and mentally prepare them to be tough.
So now talking about this one observation what I saw in the Asia Cup, like playing against big teams especially, uh, the side was too dependent when it comes to like batting to the top order, the two openers. And then we saw in the middle there was a slump, complete slump, because I guess the middle order didn't get a lot, like hasn't had that opportunity or something like that to face and take the game on from there. Like, they were minimal. exchange of like running between the wickets. They were not playing according to the scoreboard. So is it that something like you talked about the pressure? Like what was the chat about when we also saw against in the game against Pakistan as well? After a brilliant start, then the middle order just lost their way in the middle overs. So what goes around, like what transpires like to such school of cricket, like after having a very good start and then you just suddenly are put to halt and then there's no going back. So like did you have a chat with them regarding this?
Yeah, absolutely. Because we had a very good opportunity to beat Pakistan in that game because we were in a situation where we could have won easily. But I think our middle order, as you said rightly, our middle order did not click. And that's the reason why I said earlier also that we have to work on our middle order. And running between the wickets is one aspect as well. And important is that being believing in yourself and being mentally strong as well, because we sometimes a certain situation we just go haywire, so we are not strong enough to take that pressure on. So absorbing pressure is very important, and we have started working on it, and we have got 3 months to go. So hopefully we'll work and become a better team, and you never know, we can upset some of the teams in the World Cup as well.
There's one question from my colleague that has also that also come in. You must have seen in the chat, that Alshan Charahu. Like how impressed are you with his growth and talking about also the did you give the idea of did Shagab give you an idea of what it will take to play in the World Cup, and how did you see, like you have already answered that, but how impressed are you with Alishan Sharafu?
I think he's one of the batsmen who's been doing well. Even in now the qualifiers, he is the highest run getter. He batted in every game. He almost got 450s, but he could have got 100 as well. So again, the fitness aspect comes into play. That's why I said we have to work on our fitness, the mental strength, everything, fielding, and if we can do that, we can even perform better. That is my concern all the time. I keep on telling them that yes, you got to work on those aspects. So we are right behind them, and we will always push them to be even tougher at stages so that they can really work hard and get physically fit and mentally strong.